I do have it. This is Melanie, AG4YL. Good evening, ladies. Sorry about the delay. I see Catherine has yet to get on here. We are undergoing a pretty massive thunderstorm here in Marietta, Georgia. So I apologize for the lateness, but the power is a little intermittent, lots of lightning flashing down and all that kind of good stuff. And of course, connecting to anything and everything is a little bit slower than usual. So once again, do apologize for that. So, welcome, ladies, to WildUpNet. This is Melanie, AG4YL. I am your alternate net control for this evening's net. Catherine, AC4YL, will be your net control this evening. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the ALARA Conference. Note, be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or female ham radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active with amateur radio, help each other improve our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. For more ham fun between weekly nets, check out the WildUpNet Facebook group. During the net, be sure to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name -- call sign in the box and then click log in. YLs who would like to check in, give us your call sign, name, and current location. And don't forget that there's a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink and the connected repeaters. So give everything a chance to reset all the way down the line, please. And I notice Yolanda, KM4AAQ, is saying all clear and Aquila. For those not familiar, it's a city kind of out a little bit in Georgia. But yeah, we've got the black skies, and it just started thundering and lightning and blowing and raining. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I see KI4SPK is commenting, starting to rain in Forsyth County, which is also not real close to where I am. I'm in Cobb County, for anybody that cares. So again, please join us in the nfarl.dodropin.org chat room there. I'm certain Catherine, I see she's on Echolink. Great. So Catherine can go ahead and get that up and hopefully start monitoring that. Make sure that she is got the recording up for the net to do the live stream in case Lauren, as a backup to Lauren's KC9ZHV, Lauren's streaming, making sure that we have a backup of the recording so we can get it on the YouTube channel for you. So, while you'd like to check in, please give us your call sign, name, and current location. This is Melanie, AG4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now.
KC9ZHV, Lauren, Albany, Illinois.
M08ZT, Jenny, and raining, not too cold, UK.
KC8PKY, Linda, Knox, Indiana.
WA4YL.
AE7MB, Margaret, sunny Battleground, Washington.
KI4SBK, Kathy, in Forsyth County, Georgia.
KM4AAQ, Yolanda in Tequila, Georgia.
KA7SKY, Sky and Gardner, Washington.
Kilo Bravo 4 Radio Mike, Rosemary, Houston, Texas.
From Florida.
Okay, well that is nearly everybody that I see on my Echolink list. We say hello to KC9ZHV Lauren, who commented in the chat that she is up and recording and we are live. Thank you very much for that, Lauren. We do appreciate everything that you do. M0HZT Jenny from England, KC8PKY Linda from Indiana, WA4YL Dawn from Florida. You kind of doubled in there under Linda, but I picked it up. AE7MB Margaret in Washington, KI4SBK Kathy from Georgia, and you made it. Yay! Kathy's been working out the kinks in her Echolink and is clear and flying solo tonight, so good deal. KM4AAQ Yolanda, also from Georgia, KA7SKY Sky from Washington, KB4RM Rosemary from Texas, and I've got Catherine AC4YL in the log here as well, also from Georgia, because I saw her pop on there, and like I said, she's probably busy making everything do what it needs to do, so that's awesome. Like I said, always good to have a backup because you just never know. So let's go ahead and call for more check-ins. Anyone that would like to check into the net this evening, please call now.
This is Kilo Alpha 1, United Lima November, Nisi in rainy Andover, Massachusetts. I'm so happy it's not snow. Back to next.
This is Whiskey 3 Lima Echo Oscar Leah in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Says WA4YL, Dawn in Hudson, Florida.
Okay, I think we have everything. Susie, NHCGM, popped in, and she said she may not be able to stay. She popped. She is the while RL. What's the technical word for it, Catherine? she transcribes the Wild Owl newsletter harmonics for those that have vision deficiencies, so for the blind, basically. There's a name for what she does for them, but it's wonderful. Oh, it's Tape Topics, I think is what it's called, something like that. But it's awesome. So we always appreciate she's doing that and taking care of that. And yes, we do see Ziggy out there. And Dawn, I got you. You are in the log. Nisi, K-A-1-U-L-N, good evening to you. And glad it is not snowing where you are either. Rain is better than snow any old day. And Leah, W3LEO, good evening to you. Leah from Oklahoma, Nisi from Massachusetts. So good to see everybody in this evening. And I'm going to go ahead and there's probably a couple other wilds up there. If you want to pop into the Echolink chat and say hello, because I may not see you on a list. I see Catherine says hi to Judy. What is her call sign, Catherine? Can you type that up for me, please? Or Judy can reply. I'm certain she's an adult. She can do that too. So I can go ahead and pop that call sign into the net log here, and it will populate with the correct name and information, and we can get you in here. Oh, Catherine, AC4YL, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I got it. Yeah, awesome. K7IX, no, XI, IXI. There we go. I have issues. Catherine, AC4YL. Go ahead, please.
All right. Well, hopefully. Oh, good. Looks like my audio is cooperating this evening. Okay. Oh, good evening, ladies. Sorry for the delay, but yes, the gremlins are at work tonight. So I've had to move my computer into another room. Hopefully, my audio will come in better this week because I'm in a more direct line of sight for the router. So I'm using wireless internet to run my Echolink on my laptop, and going through 3 walls. It doesn't work all too well, apparently. So, and of course, in moving that and then walking away and then coming back, my computer decided to shut down. So, hence the delay. Oh, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. And looks like we have Brenda who's just joined us, AC1EJ. Good evening, Brenda, and welcome. And let me just get you in the log here. As soon as I learn to type. There we go. And Brenda is joining us from Connecticut this evening. So welcome, Brenda. Great to have you with us. So we got a nice group this evening. So last week, Melanie, AG4YL, shared several really cool websites that have really helped her along in her amateur radio experience. And, it's really cool to gather some different websites and perhaps some publications that have either been a help to you in education, either perhaps in getting your license, upgrading your license, or perhaps a specific topic that you're interested in, such as building antennas, or kit building projects, or those types of things, in addition to perhaps some sites that taught you about logging programs, or any of those kinds of things that you find interesting or helpful. Maybe there's a spotting network that you really like the way you can customize it. Perhaps there's a blog where you learn a lot of great information, and lots of amateur radio operators can communicate with each other and help educate and comment. So let me pause for a reset. Okay, so what I'd like you gals to do, and Melanie brought this up last week, and I'm going to bring it up now, is we'd like to give you all an opportunity to share those websites that you have found useful and helpful with the group here this evening, because we would like to be able to kind of compile these, and Melanie was kind enough to put all the websites from last week's net together and list them, and they're pinned on the WildOpNet Facebook group. So if you're not a member and you're a licensed female amateur radio operator and you would like to follow along with the gals here that are on the net, comments and experiences that they share there, you can certainly request to join. It's a closed group, so you do have to be a licensed female amateur radio operator to join. And there are 3 very easy questions that we ask that you answer before joining. So they're really, really complicated, like what's your call sign, and how you got interested in amateur radio. And so very basic questions to answer there when you request to join. And that helps us learn more about you. And one of the other cool things that Melanie taught us last week is how to update your QRZ page. We learned about the different things there, which is really cool. I do have last week's net recorded. I am still in the process of editing it and trying to put that together where it makes a little bit more sense. So I will try to get that together and get it posted up at some point soon here, so that you gals can follow it, because also in the chat room, the Do Drop In chat room last week, I shared a lot of screenshots as Melanie was going through updating your QRZ page to help you gals kind of follow along. So I'll try to get that video up. I'm not sure how well the quality will be, but we'll have to see how that goes. So let me pause for reset. So this week, again, we're going to ask that you gals share websites, publications, or resources that you have found very helpful to you in amateur radio. But before we do that, I'll give you some time to think about it if you haven't had an opportunity to do that. So what we'll do first is we'll open it up to the group and catch up. Some folks haven't been on in a little while, so we'd love to hear from you, how you're doing, what's new. I know Sky has been working on getting a kind of a shack put together there. We'd love to hear from about that project. I know Linda has been working on their tower project, so that would be cool. Anything that you gals want to share. I don't put anybody on the spot, but you know, come on in and tell us what you've been up to in amateur radio. Have you been doing any activities over the last bit, or anything up and coming that you're looking forward to participating in? So Ann joined us, KC9YL, so good evening, Ann. Welcome to the group. And so we'll just open it up to you all to tell us what you've been up to. So if you have something to tell us, call now.
KA7SKY.
Okay, Sky's going to kick it off for us. So please go ahead. KA7SKY, AC4YL in the group.
Thanks, Catherine. No, just a quick update. The shack is up. Finally, we had to have one built and take it down and then rebuilt. So I now have a 10 by 20 half ham shack, half art studio. It's great to be inside. The having it up now has enabled us to start testing antennas, and have found out that 26 feet seems to be the height that we need to get out of this bowl that we're in. So it has gone now to the board of our HOA to see if it's going to be able to be permanent or not. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm hopeful. Just to get on for some contacts and the practice CW and all that. So, but you know, things are getting better. It's been a year and it's finally getting better. Back to net, KA7SKY.
Well, that's fantastic, Sky, and very exciting to have a nice area to to do your ham radio activities and artwork. So very cool. Well, we're looking forward to seeing perhaps the latest pictures once you get everything kind of arranged the way you like it. We'd love to see a picture or two posted up for us. So very good. Glad that project is going well, and it's great to hear from you. And glad you're doing well, and it's always good to have you here with us. Okay, who else has something you want to tell the group?
KCATKY.
Well, good evening, Linda. Please go ahead.
Okay, well, there's nothing new on the tower project. It hasn't quite gotten good enough weather to be able to drop it down and work on the antenna. But I'm hoping next week to check in if we have good internet at the hotel. We're going to be in Las Vegas for some drag racing and some other things, including a visit to the Gigaparts store, I'm sure. The last time we went there, we spent more, when AES was there, we spent more at AES than we did at the casino. So who knows what will come home from Gigaparts this time. And with that, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, very good, Linda. So, gals, get your shopping list together and send them on over to Linda. She'll be at Gigaparts soon. She can pick it up. All right, very good. Well, you know, Linda, you got to have priorities, right? So, first Gigaparts, and then if there's anything left, you head over to the casino. All right, very good. Well, I hope you guys have a safe trip and have a lot of fun, and we look forward to hearing about your Gigaparts adventures when you get back. So, thanks so much for coming in, and it's good to hear from you, Linda. And I think we missed you last week, so glad you made it this week. All right, who else has something you want to share with the group here? Please call now, AC4YL. Wow, aren't we a talkative group? And the crickets come out. All right, no worries. So what's coming up? Let's see. Well, we've got the Georgia QSO party that is coming up down here, and that is a lot of fun. It's a great event. You can learn more about it on Georgia, spelled out, QSOparty.org, and they'll tell you all about it. But that's coming up in mid-April on the 14th and 15th. So Melanie and I will be hanging out and playing some radio together for that. And we haven't quite decided where we're going to go yet, but it's kind of cool because if you are chasing counties, then you can find out which counties in Georgia will be up and on the air. The nice thing about the Georgia QSO party is there's a lot of folks that participate in that great event. And there are a lot of rovers that roam around to a lot of counties in 2 days. And so you've got a great opportunity to work with numerous counties in Georgia if you need any, and that's kind of your thing. Or if you just want to have fun and work a bunch of Georgia stations, there will be a lot of Georgia stations on the air during the QSO Party weekend. So if you need Georgia in your log, that is the weekend without a doubt to do it. Now all you got to do is hope that band conditions are, actually happening that weekend. We'll see. So it's very exciting. It's been going on for a long time. In fact, this year marks 58 years of the Georgia QSO Party. It started in 1960. So it's a lot of fun, and encourage you to have fun and make yourself a little challenge and see how many counties you can work. Georgia has 159, by the way. It's the second most number of counties in the United States. And most of them are active during the Georgia QSO Party weekend. So it's a lot of fun. In fact, what else is kind of cool is during that event, a lot of folks come from out of state, actually, to drive around and participate as a rover station during that event. So it's really cool, really big, and encourage you to play along that weekend. So I'm excited about that. It's one of my favorite events every year to participate in. So looking forward to working with a lot of folks. Melanie has something. AG4YL, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. And no, Lauren, it doesn't have to be ham related. I just like to share something with the group here. Anything goes. The Georgia CUSA party is one of the top 3 CUSA parties in the United States. It's extremely popular. Not just here in Georgia. A lot of people like to play this one. This is a big one, and again, it's a good opportunity to get a lot of those counties, and because it's so well participated in, as Catherine said, if you are a county chaser, it gives you an opportunity to really get some of those rare, hard to get counties in Georgia, because there are some places in Georgia there just aren't any hams. Nobody lives there. Nowheresville. Anyway, yeah, I believe I have my conferencing on. Let me just double check in here. And if anybody ever wants to open it up so other people can connect to them, if you go to your tools, that's also the little hammer and crescent wrench on your desktop or laptop computer. Oops. Let's see, I hit the wrong thing. It's preferences. I'm sorry. It's not the setup. It's the preferences. The one that looks like under the tools menu. You can go to the connections tab and make sure that you allow conferences, and you can limit how many stations that you want to use. That's also where your PTT control is. So if you don't want to use the space bar, or if your space bar gives out on you, you go into that PTT control. You hit the checkbox for keyboard key and pick one. Pick one that you don't use in other items. And then there's a box that says momentary and a box that says system-wide. And momentary is you hold down the key to transmit and you release the key to stop transmitting. And if you just do it system, and if you have that checked, you're only going to transmit when you're pushing down the button. Let me pause or reset. I do not have my momentary box checked because I don't want to sit here and hold down on a button while I'm transmitting. I just want to hit the button, transmit, then hit the button again, and stop transmitting. So I do not use my momentary. Then there's another. It is very cool. If you like to go to other things like NFARL or to a web browser or something while you're talking, like what I'm doing, I click on system-wide, and that means I can hit my designated key. Mine is the left control key, but that's me. I can hit my key from anywhere on my computer. Again, make sure it's not something you're going to use in another for another instance. But anyway, I just think that's just cool. I like to go into things and figure out the menus. Okay, so I've got conferencing up, so we're good to go with that. And the CQWW WPX single sideband contest was this past weekend, and I got on just for just a few hours on Sunday afternoon. I did not get a chance to really play like I wanted to this weekend, so I didn't get a chance. The bands were busy, and they were wide open, so had a good time playing a little radio on Sunday afternoon, and that's what I did with that one. For those who don't know, CQWPX, you collect prefixes, which is the WPX part of that. You can actually get awards from CQ Magazine. They're similar to ARRL awards, and also highly respected. And you can get awards for working prefixes. And also a big thing coming up on the 15th is the ARL Rookie Roundup single sideband. If you have been licensed for less than 2 years at the time of the roundup, and I think they do it calendar years, to be honest with you, if I remember right. So if you're like at that, well, like me, I had gotten licensed in December, but it counted for like that whole year. Let me pause for reset. And good evening to you, Judy. We have got you in the log, and you as well, Andrea, K2EZ, and Judy, N5KUO. Make sure we get you popped over into the log real quick. Rookie Roundup. So they do it by the calendar year that you were licensed in. So in my case, even though I had been licensed in December, I couldn't participate in anything in 2017, even up to December. So it's not licensed for 2 years, it's really licensed for the 2 calendar years. So basically in 2018, that means if you were licensed any time in 2016 or later, you can play in the Rookie Roundup single sideband. It is a lot of fun. Now, mind you, rookies need to contact somebody. We can play too. Even non-rookies can play too. The rookies got to talk to somebody. So, if you want to support new hams, you want to help them get on the air, encourage them, of course, to get on Rookie Roundup, but be there on the other side of the QSO. You got to talk to somebody. So be there and help them and encourage them and make them feel really good about it. I talked to a lot of hams that have been licensed for a long time on my Rookie Roundup, and it was wonderful. It was very welcoming, very nice feeling, and they were very encouraging to me. So I, in turn, encourage everybody, hop on the weekend. It's actually Sunday, the 15th of April, for the Rookie Roundup. Really cool thing. And the 18th of April is World Amateur Radio Day. There we go. There's always good stuff going on World Amateur Radio Day. That's it for me. This is AG4YL. Back to Catherine and the net.
Okay, very good, Melanie. Well, thanks for all that cool info, and that's awesome. Some good stuff there, and some nice QRZ reminders on our configuration, so that's a lot of fun. So, very good. That was actually a great update, and then a couple more tips and websites of interest. You can find out more information on Rookie Roundup. Just Google ARRL Rookie Roundup, and we'll see if we can find a link for that. And yes, I did mean Echo Link. Thanks. It's been a long day, so I apologize. I'm keeping my thoughts together. I'll be lucky if I can do that. It's been a crazy week for me, so a good thing I got Melanie here to keep me straight, so I appreciate that. Okay, let's open it back up to the group and see what else is going on. Come on in, ladies, and tell us what you've been up to, what's new.
This is WA4YL.
Well, hello there, Dawn. What's going on? And I think you got your antenna fixed up and back on the air too. So what's happening, WA4YL?
Well, today I made contact with Agent R.J. Byrne, qualified Kilo India 0, Alpha Quebec Delta. He was from Northern Ireland, and I got him on 20 meters today. And I got 24 contacts in 2 hours one Sunday. So I've been doing pretty good with my DX and back to net control.
Well, that is fantastic, Dawn. Awesome. So the bands aren't completely dead. They just are sporadic. So, you know, you got to jump in there when you can. And it's been kind of cool to see some posts from several of you gals lately across several of the YL groups on Facebook on some different folks that have been on the air and folks that you've been able to work and hear. So that's fun too, and you can always check the band conditions through different sites, and we can talk about those when we start talking about the websites that you gals like to use. So we can talk a little bit about those and some of your favorite spotting networks or other sites where you can catch the current band conditions. So very cool. All right, and as Nisi so kindly pointed out there in the chat, of course, the bands, you may have to switch which mode you're using. So you may not have much luck on voice, but you might have a lot more luck on digital or CW. So you just have to be a little versatile sometimes. And if nothing else, there's always Echolink. So there's a whole lot of folks on Echolink that you can chat with too. In fact, I'm looking right now, 6,112 stations are on, looks like North America South.echolink.org. I guess that's the server that I'm currently connected to on Echolink. 13% of those stations are busy, so there's some activity going on Echolink. So utilize it. It's great. You can do some searching for some great Echolink nets. There are nets that take place in addition to this one, utilizing Echolink. I know Melanie's participated in some, and Rosie, VE4YYL, who's been on this net before, participates in several. So lots of folks that get on Echolink and play radio that way too. So lots of options. There's always something that you can do regardless of the band conditions. Looks like Janice has also joined us, K4IJK. Good evening, Janice. Welcome to the group. We're just catching up with each other and seeing what's going on. Melanie comments Lauren might have had something, so let's pass it on over to KC9ZHV. If you have something for the group, Lauren, tell us how you've been if you like.
Well, I've been fairly busy, that sort of thing. Had a pretty good fall there Saturday, so I'm up in the yard, that sort of thing. But other than that, hanging in there as far as that goes. Sorry I missed last week's net. I try to catch you when I can. We're doing some changes around here. We're able to host the web servers here at the house rather than out the data center, so we've got some new equipment in and around, so playing around with some different things, that sort of thing. Learning different methods of things we can do here with amateur radio, with the SCRs and stuff like that. Just crazy stuff that we've been playing with. Other than that, I haven't really been. And I dropped the key there. Sorry about that. So other than that, I really haven't been doing much on ham radio. This is KC9ZHV.
Oh, very good, Lauren. Well, sorry to hear about your weekend there, but glad you're on the mend, and you know, you're always busy doing something, getting new equipment in, and keeping up on various technologies, and that's actually wonderful. So it's always good to hear about your adventures there, for sure. It's amazing how busy you're able to stay with that and keep going with that, because boy, it's a lot of that stuff's over my head. So hats off to you, and you know, it's that kind of you know, initiative and what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it at the moment, but that tenacity and keeping active and learning stuff like that is kind of what ham radio is also about, you know, being on the brink of new technology and experimenting with various things to see what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, it's actually a tie-in into ham radio too, and you're bringing it all together, so that's awesome. And KC9YL has to head on out, so we'll say 33 Ann. I don't know if you've left yet, but if you have anything you want to say to the group here before you go, that's fine too. So if you're still there and have a comment, want to say hi and bye, go ahead and pop on in. Well, looks like she is gone. So no worries there. I understand about being tired, so hope she gets some good rest, and it's nice to see her this evening. Chrissy joins us, KC8UFV. Good evening, Chrissy. Glad to have you with us. We got you in the log, and it's always good to see you. And we're just catching up right now, and then we're going to start sharing web links and publications that have helped us learn more about ham radio, or you know, get started in ham radio, or you know, kind of get more information in the various aspects of the hobby that we find interesting, such as antenna building, etc. So everybody, I hope you're thinking of some that you want to share here this evening, because we want to hear from you and the different things that help you in your amateur radio activities. All right, anybody else have an update for the group here on what you've been up to, or announcements, or upcoming events you plan on participating in the next few weeks? So if you have something for the group, please call now, AC4YL.
This is K4IJK, and I did get some new equipment. I got a new headphone set with a boom mic, and I was wondering how my signal is. Back to you, K4IJK.
M0ACT.
All right, Janice. Well, congrats on the new headset boom mic. Your audio is coming in great here. Slightly low, but other than that, copyable and sounds great. So you could bump up the gain level just a little bit if you're on your computer there, or if you have a little bit of adjustment there on a mobile device, if that's what you're using. You could bump it up just a little bit, and you sound great. So glad you got that, Janice, and it's good to hear from you. Anything else, Janice, or that you had? I know you wanted to kind of check on your audio, and we'll check back with you here, and then we'll pass it to Jenny afterwards. So back to you, Janice.
Yeah, okay, Catherine. That's well, I thought it would be a little better than it was. It's said it's still low, but it's not as low as it was before. But it came up some. But I don't know how to correct that on this Windows 10. So I'm having difficulty getting in there and doing that. So I don't know how to find it and all that. So, okay, well, that's, I'm glad I made some kind of improvement there with this, and so I don't have too much here going on, so we'll be listening. Back to you, K4IJK.
All right, well, awesome, Janice. Yeah, I think that little bit of adjustment worked quite well. I think it sounds great on my end, so hopefully everybody else is able to copy you just fine, but it sounds great on this end. So congratulations on that. I think you got a good a good headset there. All right, let's see what's up with Jenny. M0HZT AC4YL with the group.
Excuse me. This year on the 1st of April, we see 100 years of the Royal Air Force. So our local radio club, we're putting on the Cotswold Air Base for the Easter weekend from the 30th of April to the 2nd of April. This coming, starting tomorrow. 4 days. We are using we've got a special call sign, Golf 3 Romeo Alpha Fox, and as there is a Russian compo going on, we'll be down on 80 meters. So if anyone hears us, feel free to call in. Back to you there, Kat. Thank you.
All right, very good there, Jenny. We'll have to listen out for you, and I think you said on the 2nd of April, so very cool. And if you could, I don't know what device you're on. I think you're on your iPad. If you can get to the chat, if you want to put that call sign in there, that would be cool. And if not, you can just post it on the Wild OpNet Facebook group when you get a minute, and just remind us of the date and times you'll be on, and the call sign to help us remember. We would love to try and catch you and work you guys. So very good. Glad you're doing well, and glad you are here this evening, morning for you. Good to hear from you. All right. There's several YLs we haven't heard from yet, so if you have something you would like to share with the group, please call now. AC4YL.
K2EZ.
Well, good evening, Andrea. Please go ahead.
I have to find the right thing to click to get it to send here. Just like to say good day to everybody. I know some of you it's night, some of you may be morning, and a lot of us I know are evening here in the U.S. Let's see, going on around here, we're coming up into the big VHF contest. It was still a ways out in June, but we got the spring sprints coming up here. And so I'm getting prepared with that, with adding more stuff on and in my car in preparation of that. I've been kind of static for 2 years now, haven't done anything, and had a lot of plans, and now everything's kind of coming together, and I'm hoping to get some of it together for the sprints. So that's one thing going on here. And the other one is the Northeast Weak Signal conference is going to be, I think, the third weekend in April. I'll be going up there, and it's near Hartford, Connecticut, just outside. So I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, we got a month or so, and then there's Dayton, and then there's Field Day and the VHF contest, and then comes Central States VHF conference, and the week after that is the YLRL conference. So I got a few events that I'm getting out to, and that's what's going on here. Back to net, AC4YL in the group, K2EZ.
All right, well, fantastic, Andrea. That's great. Lots of activities, yes, going on in the summer months. And going into spring, things start kicking off, and so that's always fun. So cool. Well, we're looking forward to hearing about all your adventures with the VHF, UHF contests and your travels and your latest photos of your mobile shack there. It's always fun to see those. So it's very cool, Andrea. So awesome. And I'm glad you brought up, because it reminded me, Leah had posted earlier in here, and I forgot to mention it. She's been helping with the YLRL convention blog, taking pictures of downtown Bricktown, Oklahoma City. So very cool. I've seen some of those photos posted on the YLRL Facebook group. So for you gals that are members of that, that's cool. Certainly take a look at that. I know lots of YLs plan on going to attend that convention. So exciting stuff. Everybody's staying busy, so that's great. Okay, anybody else before we start talking about the various websites?
KC8 USB.
All right, Chrissy, please go ahead. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I've been pretty busy. Things finally calmed down a little bit here. A couple weeks. Okay, now that my phone just told me what time it is here. A couple weeks ago, had two fundraisers. Had a piping one on Saturday and our club's Hamfest on Sunday. And I was running talk-in. Of course, I was able to shut that down because nobody needed directions after about 10 o'clock. So I was then walking around the fest and met a few other YLs, a couple of which up in the Detroit area, and some commented even on this listening to this net, but not actually checking in. So if ever you see the GM repeater tied in, you might want to call for check-ins up there. So they said sometimes they're a little late into the net, but GM Amateur Radio Club actually lists this net and as normally linked on Thursday nights. Thought I should pass that on to the net. And I guess that's going to be it for now. Back to net, KC8 USB.
All right, very good, Chrissy. Well, it's great to hear from you. And yeah, the Gmark repeater was connecting for a while, and then I know they were doing some work on their repeater and trying to get some settings set correctly. And then they also have an IRLP node there that people could link into, and then they seem to disappear. Haven't seen them link in about 3 weeks now, so I don't know if they're having issues with their repeater or if they have decided to not link in for a period of time while they either work on something or perhaps too many timeouts, because I know we went through a period where we didn't all have our timing set up correctly in EchoLink, so there were a few timeouts, and maybe that was causing an issue on their end. I don't know. I know they were very supportive and right there, so I don't know if perhaps they've just been working on some of their equipment out there and are trying to do some fine-tuning before they link back in. But we'd love to see them link back in, so we'll see what happens with that. It's a great group of folks there. So Carol has joined us, VA3WHU. So good evening, Carol. Welcome to the group. We're just catching up with everybody, and I think we have about heard from everyone. But if you have not jumped in and you have something that you want to say to the group or tell the group, please go ahead and call now, AC4YL.
Good evening, everybody. This is Carol, VA3WHU. Just got in from work as I'm in retail, and it's Good Friday tomorrow. We're closed for the day. So we had a long day today. It was very busy. And I made a contact this morning on a special event station in Florida at an Air Force base, Fort Myers, in Fort Myers, near Fort Myers, yeah. So Buckingham?
Buckingham, I think it's Buckinghamshire.
Buckinghamshire, I guess it's called.
Aerial gunners, 40,000 trained in World War II.
40,000 aerial gunners where they trained in World War II. Anyway, Brian May, my OM VA3DGN, he made a contact there yesterday, and he said if the special event station is still on, try to get on and see if you can make a contact. But I had to go to the dentist early this morning and have a crown done. So I got the first part of that work done, and I've got to go back in 3 weeks to have the crown fitted, so I'm going to get a temporary in right now. And I came home before I headed out to work at noon, and I was able to make the contact, so it's fantastic. So I'm going to get a QSL card, which, of course, when it comes, I'll let everybody see it on Facebook, on the YL.net group and the other amateur radio groups that I belong to, and that kind of made my day. So I'll send it back over to you, AC4YL.
All right. Well, awesome, Carol. That's exciting. Yeah, those special event stations are a lot of fun to work, and some of them have some really cool QSL cards. So awesome. Congratulations on making that contact. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing the QSL card when you get it. So we'll be on the lookout for that picture for sure. Lauren has to pop out of here, so we'll say good night to you, Lauren, KC9ZHV. Thanks so much for recording and live streaming whenever you're able to. We certainly appreciate all the hard work that you put in doing that. We really do appreciate it, and I know it helps a lot of YLs and OMs alike that enjoy listening to the net, and we appreciate it. So take care. Hope you continue to be on the mend, and we'll look for you on the Facebook group, and until next week. So take care there, Lauren. All right, very cool. So let's see. I think that about covers it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and jump into the topics while we still have about a little less than 30 minutes to go here. So give everybody an opportunity to do that. Hopefully you have thought of some that have been helpful to you. So what I think I'll do is I'll kick off with some myself to maybe get the ball rolling. And by the way, ladies, if somebody mentions a website that has helped you, and that was the one that you had thought of, you know, go ahead and come in and comment on it anyway. If there's a different aspect, or just you know, second motion that website or that publication, you know, book or magazine that you found helpful to you, you know, please come on in and comment anyway, because the other side of this net is giving you an opportunity to get more comfortable, perhaps if you're a little mic shy, in a nice comfortable group here, and hopefully a warm and welcoming group. You feel that is the case, and to get you a little more comfortable in doing that, in addition to hopefully learning some great things. So don't be afraid to come in, even if somebody mentions a website that you had in mind. So let me pause for a reset, and then I'll come in with a couple, and then we will pass it around, open it up to the group, and see who has some other websites. Let me reset real quick. Okay, so when I first started, I'm going to start kind of at the beginning for me in learning and getting involved in amateur radio. there were some sites that I found quite helpful for me. Some apply more to us here in the States, but some of the other sites that I'll mention are great for wherever you are. But the first one, or one of the ones I should say, that I found was in finding a ham radio club near me. And one of the sites I used to do that was American Radio Relay League, ARRL.org's Find a Club website. Now, that search will only find ARRL affiliated clubs that list that they can list there. But it's great because you can, if there's a club near you that's ARRL affiliated, it will be listed there. And you could break it down by state. And I found that very helpful because I was able to find several clubs not terribly far from me. In fact, I was able to find the one where I took my technician class exam with them and attended a couple of their meetings and met some fun folks there. And they were very supportive and encouraging and telling me about HTs, handy talkies, and your handheld amateur radio, and about little tips on getting started. So get you a handheld radio and get you a mag mount antenna. Don't use the antenna that comes with the radio. And I mean that little bit of a tip can be enough information to kind of get someone going in amateur radio, and at least listening. It's not transmitting yet. Right after they get their license, of course, they can transmit once they're in the database. But that site was very helpful for me because not only did I find that club, and I realized they were more of an emergency service club, and that was their focus. That really wasn't what I was interested in when I started out in amateur radio at the time. So I also found the club that I am currently a member of, North Fulton Amateur Radio League. Let me pause for a reset. And so that site is great. Again, that's more for folks here in the United States. To find an ARRL affiliated club, it's very typically pretty active, and to kind of find a group that you can mesh well with and have fun and learn more about amateur radio. So that was very helpful for me. Another site that was very helpful is, of course, I had to study for my amateur radio test and exam and get ready to pass that. So another site, in fact, the one that helped me, that I used for my technician class license and my general class license, was practice exams on EHAM. eham.net/exams, and I put the link there in the Echolink chat. And again, Melanie or myself will pull all these together and post them on the Facebook group, so you'll have these later for those of you that are just listening and don't have access to the chat area. But I used those practice exams there, and I just took them over and over and over again until I was consistently passing with a good score. And after that, I just went and took my test. And, that's just the beginning. The learning starts after you get your license. So you have to just start participating in activities. So that was helpful for me. But for the extra class, that needed a little more effort. And so Melanie introduced me to a more robust way to practice your exams here. And that was hamstudy.org. So I used hamstudy.org for my extra class license, but you can also use it for your technician or general class here in the States. It's more of a flashcard-oriented study method, and you could choose whether it shows you all the answers, correct and incorrect, or just the correct one, however you study best. For me, it was to show all the answers, so I know kind of what to expect to see when I actually take the test. And both EHAM and HamStudy practice exams and flashcards are the current question pool for the testing. So they are kept current and up to date with the testing, the tests that are being used in the question pool that's being used. Let me pause for reset. Okay, so now I have my license. So what do I do next? How do I get my radio, my gear? I found the club. So what's next? Well, I was very fortunate. North Fulton Amateur Radio League has a wonderful website with lots of excellent information. In fact, any of you ladies, I encourage you to check it out because it's good for any amateur radio operator. You don't have to be a member of the club to check the website and benefit from the information that is posted there. It's nfarl.org, and I'll put that in here real quick. And there's a lot of great information, ham radio related, as well as club-specific information too. And through there, and in attending the club's meetings, found out they have a loaner program. So I was able to borrow a radio from the club, and they also listed several folks that have volunteered to be Elmers or Elmirers in the group, and what their specific areas and strengths are that they really enjoy helping folks with, such as antennas. And through that, I was able to have some of the hams in the club were kind enough to help me learn about antennas, but also help me put up my first antenna, which was an inverted delta loop, and basically put it together out of a wire kit that was purchased. So it was a lot of great information there found right there, so I encourage you to check it out and learn that. So those are some of the websites, and I have others, but I want to hear from you gals, and you can tell us what websites you found helpful to you. So if you have a couple, 2, 3, that you'd like to share with the group, please call now and give you a chance to do that.
Hi, this is Judy, KE7ISI. I have to agree with Melanie that ARRL was a very good site for me. When I first started in the ham license study, and QRZ also, and I also used eHam. But I want to get back to ARRL. I have to tell you, ladies, last week I had spring break at my school, and I went to ARRL. Got a wonderful tour, I did, and also was able to work on W1AW also. We didn't, my husband and I, we did not get we didn't get a contact, but it sure was fun, and learned a lot of wonderful information, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I just thought it was so cool. Back to the net.
Well, awesome, Judy. That's great. Yeah, I haven't made it up to work at the W1AW station yet, but I know Dawn has, and she had a lot of fun too. I know she's I think she had a picture. Is that her QRZ picture? I think it's been a while since I've popped over to her QRZ page, but I think Dawn has a picture of her operating as W1AW at the station there. So a lot of fun. Well, great, Judy. Great to hear you, and thanks so much for coming in. It's great to hear your comments. All right. Who else has some sites, websites, or publications, or who knows? Could be a museum you visited that has some cool radio history. Any of that fun stuff. Please come in and tell us about it.
KC8PKY.
Please, go ahead, Linda.
Okay, this really isn't websites. I second your thought about clubs because I got hooked up with Motor City Radio Club when I first got licensed back in Detroit. We have a gentleman there, Stan Briggs, KSB. He's probably forgotten more about amateur radio than I'll ever know. But he used to do a lot of build projects. We built an active attenuator, a thing we call the Fox for fox hunting, and a 2-meter antenna. And you learn a lot from doing that, too. And with that, I will turn it back in case anybody else wants to get in.
All right, very good, Linda. Well, great. Yeah, it's great. You know, if you can find a local club near you that's active and participates in a variety of activities, find the one that you're interested in and have some fun. Get in there and participate. Kit builds are great. I'm really getting excited about getting some of that going myself and having some fun playing around with some kit building and getting my soldering skills going. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about that. So thanks, Linda. It's great to hear from you. Who else has a website, publication, something that's been helpful to you? Please come in and tell us.
Casey at UFC.
Please go ahead, Chrissy.
Well, I've organized a few kit builds myself with the Toledo Mobile Radio Association, and this might be surprising, but I've actually found eBay and AliExpress are very useful sites when you're trying to find kits to put together with a group, because you can get kits that are actually fairly decently assembled as far as making sure the parts are right, and for a pretty reasonable price to get everybody to actually buy in. And they're pretty easy to put together kits. Done 2 different clock builds that way. Ended up getting the kits off eBay. One with through-hole clocks at our regular meeting, and then one with surface mount clocks right after one of our test sessions. Casey at UFB, back to that.
All right, very cool, Chrissy. Awesome. Yeah, this kit builds and stuff like that are just a lot of fun, and I know several other folks here like to play with those and do those, and it makes me think of that while that Melanie and I had in one of our forums we did in Huntsville last year, I think it was. That was her thing, playing with Arduino projects and that sort of thing, and incorporating it into amateur radio. There's so much to do and so much to explore and learn. So very cool, Chrissy. Awesome. Thanks for coming in. It's great to hear you. All right. Who else has website or a publication or a club or anything to share with the group that has really just enhanced your ham radio experience?
Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Hotel Uniform. Carol again here just before we sign off at the 9:30 time slot. Raspberry Pi. Who knows about Raspberry Pi and can give me any information on it if I'm starting out? Over.
All right, very good, Carol. So yeah, that like we were just talking about, Arduino projects and Raspberry Pi seems to be the hot item of the day lately, and I think, and I haven't dug into this yet, but I think Adafruit's website will probably have some good info, at least some good equipment. I don't know if there are some learning items there specific. I want to say yes, but again, I haven't really looked. There's forums, videos, learning items, and there I do see under Learn, there is Raspberry Pi under guide categories under the Learn section. It's learn.adafruit, adafruit.com, and it's pretty cool. If you just in watching some of the videos that are on there on some of their cool stuff that's Raspberry Pi related, you can pick up some cool stuff there. But yes, if anybody has any info on helping Carol get started in any Raspberry Pi or perhaps some ham radio related Raspberry Pi or non, but getting going, that would be cool. I just copied the actual learnadafruit.com Raspberry Pi category, and then Melanie put in the main site. But there's a lot of cool stuff. There's videos. There's I'm sure you could probably do a Google and get some info or intro into Raspberry Pi. But if somebody out there right now here on the YL group has the experience in getting going in Raspberry Pi and has a recommendation for Carol, please come on in and give us a shout out.
This is KI4SDK.
All right, please go ahead, Kathy.
Hi, YL. This is my first Echolink experience on the YLnet. I don't have direct experience, but I had to put a plug in here for my OM, who would be very happy to help you. And if you want to look at his website, he's got a website on the Dewdrop In. It's KI4SBL, Kilo India 4, Sierra Bravo Lima .dewdropin.org. And he's been messing around with Linux and Raspberry Pis, and I've helped him with some Arduino work. He took a program that another ham here did to control his satellite tracking device. And anyway, if you want to check that out or talk to him, I'm sure he'd be glad to help.
All right, fantastic, Kathy. Thank you very much for that. And I just put the link on, I think Kathy said ki4sbl.dewdropin.org. So I've got that in the Echolink chat so that the gals can get that. I did a quick Google search and found projects.raspberrypi.org also has a link in there for Raspberry Pi getting started. Again, I'm just throwing this out there. This is actually, just at a glance, is pretty darn cool. It's basic, a basic curriculum, a Raspberry Pi digital making curriculum, and it'll take you step by step. You can print it. There's a printer-friendly version of it, or you can click through as you go. But it's a very basic intro into Raspberry Pi. You might find that helpful. In fact, I might even check that out myself if I can ever get some free time. So hopefully that gives you some things to check out. If anybody else has any other suggestions for Carol, please post those in the YLOpNet Facebook group or send Carol an email so that she has that if you can think of any other ones for that. But I want to give some others of you a chance to come in and tell us about some web links or publications that you found helpful in your amateur radio activities. So if you have one or two or three you want to share with the group, please call now, AC4YL.
Meter 440 link off.
Okay, not hearing anyone other than the Norfolk repeater, which is kind of funny. I think it's the time is a little off on it. My clock says 26 after. Okay. Anyway, so I'm not hearing anybody else, so I'll jump in here with another one that perhaps you gals may already use, but we've talked about this one before, and you know, when you want to get involved in amateur radio activities, you want to know what some of the upcoming contests are. So I'm going to post one of them. Is the contestcalendar.com. There's a weekly calendar, and it covers a bunch of different contests from all over the world. For example, there's the Russian Worldwide Multi-Mode Contest that is this weekend. It actually kicks off, on Saturday and Sunday. There's the RSGB 80 Meter Club Championships CW. So there's the UK EIDX contest CW, Feldhell Sprit, QRP Fox Hunt. It lists all these different activities, not just in the United States, but around the world, so it's a lot of fun. So you can check that one out as well. Perhaps some of you gals have another one that you use to check on upcoming ham radio activities. Another cool one where you can read about amateur radio news is, again, going back to the ARRL's website. They have a news page. I'm going to post that in here too. It's fun to just see what's going on in amateur radio in a variety of different ways. They do a lot of updates on de-expeditions, some educational stuff, a lot of stuff about satellite operating, what's new in that realm. If there are weather issues and you've got weather nets going on, they'll talk about that. So lots of cool stuff on the news section of that site. So there's a couple more for you. We have just a couple minutes left, so if you have a suggestion or that you'd like to throw out here to the group, please go ahead and share it with us. Call now, AC4YL.
AG4.
Please go ahead, Melanie.
Okay. Well, what reminded me of this was your comment on timing and time. A lot of people out there, a lot of you ladies might be getting into doing some digital, and timing is really important, especially on the WSJTX mode FT8, where everything is pretty much timed down. If you're 2 seconds or more off, the software is not going to decode correctly. So you have to be really, really on top of it. Your computer software is not going to do it. It just isn't. The one that I have seen everybody recommend, I use it, and it's easy and intuitive. It's called Dimension 4. Dimension 4. And if you just Google that word Dimension 4, Catherine actually might even be able to beat me to this and get some more information on this. But let me see if I can get it, because it's not what it sounds like. The website's completely different than the actual word Dimension 4. And we'll just see who gets there first. And let me see here. I'm searching. I got a bunch of stuff running right now, and I'm trying to keep up. Oh, it's Thinking Man software. Okay, so you want to go to, thinkman.com, and I'll go ahead and put the website up here for you all. And yep, and Catherine beat me to it. Dang, really? Just really? You can hit enter fast enough. Okay, so thinkman.com/Dimension 4. It's Thinking Man software, and it is easy. Don't bother reading a manual. Just install it, and then you want to open it because you want it to live down in the corner of your screen in your little tray down by your clock. So you want to start, minimize, hide when minimized, and display icon and tray. So under visibility, every box is checked off. You'll see this. It's easy. There's one menu. So it's really easy. I think I just timed myself out. Isn't that fun? And again, it was my Echo Link that timed out on my end, so I didn't time anything else out along the line. So just play with it. Have fun. It's really easy. There's one screen of adjustments. So, Dimension 4. Awesome for keeping everything timed correctly. So that's what I have to offer. This is AG4YL. I'll pass this back to Catherine in the net.
Okay, very good, Melanie. Well, thanks for that one. And with that, we'll wrap up tonight's topic. But again, we're going to get these links posted that were mentioned tonight in the WILE OpNet Facebook group, either tonight or over the weekend. We'll try to get them up as quickly as possible. But if you think of some other ones or you didn't get a chance to share them with the group tonight, please comment on that post and post your suggestions. Add to that. It's not, a one and done. So if you think of other sites that you find helpful, please post them over there so that the gals can see them there. With that, we're running a little bit over, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Do we have any YLs that have joined? I think we have pretty much gotten everybody. I'm not seeing... Yeah, looks like we got everybody else here that is on here that has checked in. Real quick, anybody want to check in, and then we'll close it out. Okay, not hearing anyone, so thank you very much, ladies. We appreciate you being here. We've thanked Lauren already for live streaming and recording, and so we certainly appreciate her efforts. But we'd also like to thank ALARA for the use of this Echolink conference node, the North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their D-Drop-In chat room, and of course all of you who are linked and listening, YLs and OMs alike, for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, closing out the WILE OpNet and returning the ALARA conference node back to normal use. 33 ladies, thank you so much for your participation, your comments, your suggestions, and your questions. We love having you here every week, and we will look for you next week. Take care. 33, AC4YL.